Okay, Fabian, pleasure to meet you
Nice to meet
and
you.
wanted to get to know you better. So please tell me about you.
All right, sir. I'm originally from Connecticut. I joined the Marine Corps at 18 years old. I finished in 2016. Currently, I'm in school right now, and still looking for my career in the future. Also, I do have my portfolio for you, sir.
Okay, great. Let's look through this. Um, so why this position? Why us?
Well, basically, after the Marine Corps, I was in sales, and I continued to do very well in that. I know for the position of reset representative, it picks merchandisers that are going to display the Coca-Cola product. I know also for the position that I have to make sure that the merchandise is where it's supposed to be on time. Basically, a lot falls on me, and I know I can handle that.
Okay, good. So, say for instance, or tell me about a time when you were not able to deliver something on time or complete a project on time. What did
Um,
you do?
when I was a wine consultant, I had a wine showing with two different families on the same day, and they were both huge clients. Basically, I had to pick which one I was going to do and tell the other family that I'd have to reschedule with them, and they were not happy about that. So they canceled services with us, and we lost their business, and I had to take the fall for that. It was completely my fault. My boss was not happy, but he knew that I was going to make up for it.
Okay. So what happened?
So after we lost them, we did keep the other family that I picked. We kept their business, and they actually ended up buying close to what the other family was going to buy. So they almost bought double the product, so pretty much saving our sales on that family. It was very lucky, but it showed me that I needed to have proper planning, or I'm gonna screw everything up.
Good. Okay. So, tell me about a time when uh, you were lagging in motivation to just get the quota or do whatever you needed to get done. What'd you do?
Okay. When I first started, I wasn't making any sales whatsoever, so it really demotivated me to go out there and keep getting rejected. Um, Basically, it happened for a good 2 months before I started seeing my first sale, and that first sale that I got after that 2 month drought, it really helped boost my spirits, and I actually ended up being on a roll for that after that. It just helped.
Okay. So, sales things naturally ebb and flow. How do you plan for that or adjust? What do you do to adjust your output and input
Of
for
my
that?
work volume for sales.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, with that job, I couldn't really plan anything. It was more, hey, we have a stand here, and you go set up there and try to bring sales in from there. So basically, I guess during those stands, I would have to put out a lot of work to like ticket vouchers and stuff like that, my phone number, and I had to wait for them to call me back to see if I get any sales. So yeah, I guess I had to put in a lot of work for those to see a little bit of return on that end.
Mm. Okay, so uh, uh, also part of this position is you have to be logistically minded.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you tell me about a time that you had to plan a process from start to finish and see it through?
Yes, when I was in the Marine Corps, we had to. Logistics played a huge part in the moving of our vehicles. They were all tanks because we had to move through civilian parts on roads and stuff like that. So right before the operation, I had to make sure that there were roadblocks for all the regular roads that were on there. We had to make sure all the vehicles had fuel. We had to make sure everybody on the vehicles had their gear equipped. All personnel were accounted for. Pretty much, I basically had to make sure everybody was ready to go. The vehicles were ready to go, and then on top of that, making it to our destination without messing up. And that was very hard. Controlling a lot of people, and then having them do what you told them to do, and hoping that they can do it right is very hard. It's very stressful because not everybody's you, so you can't be thorough about it.
To ballpark, how many people are we talking?
Like 30, 40 people.
Okay. Let's see. Tell me about a time when, tell me about your greatest strength.
My greatest strength. I have the biggest. Me personally, I have the biggest perseverance of any person I know. I do not like being beaten. I hate losing. My tenacity to finish something is probably my biggest strength of anything. I will go to the end of the world to finish a project, even if it means becoming uncomfortable with certain processes during that. So I'm willing to sacrifice to make things happen.
Okay. Okay, so flip side of the coin, everybody has it. How about your weakness?
I'm an overthinker, and I tend to be forgetful sometimes. I guess my overthinking and my forgetfulness go hand in hand. I'll concentrate too hard on something, and then I'll completely forget about something else.
Okay. And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, that would have been easy to answer 5 years ago, but 5 years from now, I'm hoping to be in a career that I have a steady foothold into. I'm not sure specifically where I want to be, but I know I need to have a foothold in a career.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
What is the normal day-to-day life? I'm just doing this for the interview as well. Day-to-day life, what is expected of me for when I come to work? Is there any type of... I'm sorry, I had my questions lined up for this one. But basically, what's the day-to-day? I would like to know what the day-to-day is and what's expected of me.
Okay. It's very time-centric, so got to start on time. Also, because you're dealing with grocery stores and whatnot, and you're not the only one in that aisle. Mm-hmm. So you are in competition with our competition to get product out. And also you have to assess inventory and make sure that you're budgeting and ordering properly for the next day to make sure that there's enough product until the next replenishment. Okay. So you have to keep track of that, as well as project manage and make sure that deliveries are getting out on time and whatnot, because the stores expect the deliveries to be done by a certain time, and you may have 10 different locations that you have to go to. Mm-hmm. So you have to consider drive time and just routes. And
picking up everything and making sure. Yep.
Yeah.
I understand.
And obviously it's a pretty physical position, so you have to make sure that you're up for the physical side as well. So that's kind of it. Okay. Once you get the pattern and the rhythm down, it can be a decently easy job. But like I said, just figuring out that rhythm and process can be has a learning curve.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's it, sir.
Okay. All right. So one last question that I'd really like to ask you is, out of all my candidates, why should I pick you?
Like I said before, my biggest strength is that I am willing to do the job. If you looked at my resume, I have the experience of the military. You know, I have leadership experience. I don't like not showing up for work. I'll always be here. I did not expect that question at the end. It really threw me for a curveball. But I'm willing to do this job. I have the experience for it, and I know that I'll be really good at it. You should pick me, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Fabian.
Thank you very
It was
much.
a pleasure.